Giving our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yehoshai, Bahashem Charakah Kwadash. Double honors to our elders and our apostles of Great Millstone, and a salute to the sincere elect out there. Keep on pushing, getting closer to deliverance. The Wada Yahweh Bahashem Yehoshai, the Wada Yahweh Bahashem Yehoshai, Kala Yahweh Bahashem Yehoshai. So yeah, back at you with a quick lesson. Be careful what you ask for. Be careful what you ask for those of you that know that saying, and we know that saying, because you might just get it. Right? So let's just hit a couple of precepts. Chat GPT under fire. So as we do, there's a reason why we're looking into this. And we know we're getting closer to the end. Let's hit a couple of these videos, loud, willing, and funnily everything through the scriptures.
The state of Florida is suing OpenAI and its CEO, Sam Altman, accusing the company of putting profit over safety, fueling violence, and pushing a product it knew could harm users. The lawsuit claims that OpenAI's systems present a, quote, great danger of addiction and cognitive decline to users. The state...
Right. So what came to my mind, I was just looking at on the news, I saw this, and I touched on it a little bit in one of my previous videos, because people are just getting it's as what did Elon Musk say? We're summoning the demon. So do they listen to their own advice? Be careful what you ask for, because you might just get it. So life imitates art meaning. Alright, I just tap that in. Right. The phrase life imitates art means that a real world event, behaviors, or experiences often end up mirroring or being inspired by works of fiction, film, or the virtue art, rather than art simply reflecting reality. All right, so you do a movie, but then it comes into reality. You can switch it around. You can say, oh, that was in a movie because that's what happened in life. Well, then you can do it, come up with it yourself, as in with this AI, and then things start to happen in real life. As a matter of fact, we need to read this. It says it here, prophetic. The saying prophetic seniors. Sometimes, I might be butchering that word. Sometimes society or technology will accidentally mirror science fiction, right, or satire years after it was created. Well, it's in the movies, and it's coming true now. And it has been said. Nah, there's a word there. There's a word there. Hold on. I've got to check something out. That particular word. You get into certain things, and you just want to. I'm just curious. Let's see the meaning of that word there. The word prophetic. Meaning. In my tablet it says pleasurable narrative description of a sequence of events. Specific situation or how a future might develop based on current set of okay. We're gonna get back to that. Prophetic seniors. Oh, he gave it to me. Those who restore prophets and help them get back on the right. So I just tapped it in. Prophetic seniors. Prophetic elders play a major role. Hold on, no, that's not the right one. That's not the right one. So I'll spell it correctly here. Just curious. That's the one. Prophetic encounters that will blow your mind. Alright, nope. Meaning. That will be a quick video. Prophetic, no. Go back here. Prophetic seniors meaning. That's it. Foretelling events as if by supernatural intervention, usually prophetic. So the word prophetic seen as meaning, usually prophetic is used to describe a thing like a warning, a feeling of a complaint, rather than a person. Definition of prophetic. That's the point. Prophetic, foretelling events as if by supernatural. Well, that's what the prophets do. And yes, you were warned, and the Spirit of the Lord from the left hand side put it on Elon Musk. He said it. We're summoning the demon, right? Was that thing the collider, the that thing that was able to get in contact with the left hand side, the collider, the demonic collider, the CERN collider. Let me ask one more thing. CERN collider. What did the CERN collider achieve? Earning worldwide regional recognition. Discovery of the Higgs confirmed a key part of CERN collider. There is no empirical evidence to suggest that our reality has been compromised, highlighting the growing gap between complex science research and its public. What is the world's most powerful particle accelerator? Anyway, CERN collider. What did the CERN collider do? Pushes protons or ions to near the speed of light, right? And we know there's a left-hand side plan, right? The Large Hadron Collider is the world's largest and most powerful particle accelerator that pushes protons and ions to near the speed of light. It first started up on 10th of September 2008, remained at the largest addition to CERN accelerator complex. Now, I went through that. One thing leads to another, but as we said, it's art imitating life, right? This is when they was talking about. That's what he's talking about here, and we're gonna come back to some of these words because there's a reason why I'm getting into them.
As most of you probably know, last month we launched a criminal investigation into ChatGPT after discovering, in the wake of the tragic FSU school shooting, that the shooter consulted ChatGPT when figuring out how to carry out this heinous act. We're here to announce that we recently filed a monumental civil lawsuit against Sam Altman and ChatGPT for endangering our kids and deceiving parents into believing that this application is safe for use.
Right. And they said it themselves before. The art was imitating life, or life was imitating art. Life was imitating arts. No matter which way around you put it, it came to pass. It came to pass.
Technology is supposed to advance and empower humanity, not lead to its demise. Here in Florida, we've seen countless examples of people being significantly harmed from ChatGPT. Examples where the chatbot is being used to advise and give recommendations on how to inflict self-harm, commit suicide, carry out violent attacks, even shootings. The recent FSU school shooting, the shooter there consulted ChatGPT on what type of gun to use, what ammo to load, how to turn off the safety, where to go on campus, and at what time to encounter the largest number of people. We see tons of situations where children are being exposed to harm, and parents are being told that it's a safe application. That is not wrong. There are not parental controls, and here in Florida, we stop at nothing to protect our kids.
So let's talk about what happened at Florida State University. What do you think OpenAI should have done at the time then?
Well, number one, I don't think the application should be programmed to encourage and facilitate a shooting like that. You know, they use algorithms to mimic human behavior and to encourage people to their natural tendencies. It's an addictive feature, and ultimately it leads to injury. But at the very least, going back and forth with somebody who's planning a shooting and talking about how many people he should kill to get national news, that should send up major red flags to law enforcement. Put them on notice, let them investigate, see if these are credible threats, and hopefully intervene to save lives.
You're not just suing OpenAI, you're seeking to hold CEO Sam Altman personally liable for the.
Yep, Sam Altman is the CEO of ChatGPT AI, and yeah, this is what Elon Musk said. We are summoning the demon, and they knew the consequences, and it's becoming not just an epidemic; it's becoming a pandemic over here in England, in certain parts up north as well. Right, the AI challenge, these social media challenges, all that different types of things, and it's catching up, man. Yeah, this is the Age of Ultron, right? The Avengers Age of Ultron all over again. Carry on.
Harm you say has caused, he's caused Floridians. Why go after Altman personally here?
The evidence suggests that he's been very intimately involved and has driven the direction of how this application is programmed, how it's supposed to work, how it's going to interact with users. And all this has happened where they have known for years about the serious health and safety risks. So we have a separate criminal investigation going resulting from the FSU shooting, but we also are going to protect our consumers here in Florida. So we filed a first in the country civil lawsuit. OpenAI ChatGPT could be exposed to up to billions.
There you have it, man. All right.
Technology is.
Right, we're gonna pause it there. Isaiah 19:2 says, "I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor." Yeah, we've got neighbors. We've got kingdoms against kingdoms. We've got neighbors against neighbors. It's in-house. This is in-house. This is the in-house. But we also got the outhouse. Right? The outhouse is right now you've got the Russia, Ukraine. Right? That's kingdoms against kingdoms. Countries against countries, nations against nations. The Iran, keep hearing about the Iran, the US, and we're waiting because we know it's going to pop off. Right? It's going to get to the big one, the grand finale. Right? The WW3, but this is the in-house right now, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city. Right? This is city against city, because the Florida governor is suing Sam Altman, the CEO of the AI. So that's city against city, kingdom against kingdom. Right? Kingdom against kingdom goes into countries. Yeah. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail. Yeah. Mothers are bawling out for their little children, them. Right? Getting caught up. Right? That's the demon. Because, the more you spend time on these, a lot of these, you hear about ChatGPT, but a lot of these games as well. Right? I've heard it being explained by certain brothers or ex-gamers that there was a certain, they had a certain hold. The demon, that comes with some of these games, if you get too caught up in them, it can get hold on you, man. And that's just another one too that's kind of not being so much spoken about, right? Why people are going into schools and blasting, right? Getting advice from the ChatGPT, AI, and all these other ones, social medias, and all these other ways you can get left-hand side information. As a matter of fact, when I carry on reading, it's going to explain it. 3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. Yeah, because what's behind the CERN collider? And they know very well, with the pushing protons or ions to near the speed of light, and they're not just doing it for the. Oh, it's just so exciting. They're going into the left-hand side. It's a left-hand side experiment. how you can get in contact, as it says, as Elon Musk said, to summon the demon. And they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards, yeah. Seeking witchcraft, soothsaying, looking into omens. And there's different ways you can do that, right? It's just, you know, how you say, trying to take a shortcut to the spirit world, which the Most High is in control of both anyway, left hand side and right hand side. But he knows he's been cast out, he's hated of the Lord, so he's trying to get his birthright back via left hand side means, trying to take the shortcut. So that's the point, yeah. The charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards and the Egyptians will I give over to the hand of the cruel Lord. Right, that's we got right now. We got the dynamic duo, Elon Musk, Robin, and Batman, Trump, Nero 47. The dynamic duo, I used to call them. They're still working together behind the scenes. You know, don't watch no fierce, right? They're both from the same side, same way you have the Democrats and the Republicans, the dynamic duo, but they're both fighting for the same team. It's just a front. So, and I will set the Egyptians over unto the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord, and the Lord of hosts. Saith the Lord of hosts. So yeah, we believe that's that cruel lord, Elon Musk, Donald Trump rather, and Elon Musk is his right hand man, the dynamic duo. So these are prophecies that we know is going to come to pass, right? Because right now the Egyptians are fighting each other, going against each other, right? Kingdoms are going up against kingdoms, cities against cities, neighbors against neighbors. Florida suing Sam Altman, CEO. So that's cities against cities, neighbors against neighbors. We know that's going to get more intense, right? When they're coming like a flood, and this also is going to lead to a ban. How you say famine of the word? Because they're so innocent. The children, they're victims. Yeah, right. They're victims of the AI and ChatGPT. They don't know what they're doing. Who is behind it all, right? You're not ignorant as what you're making out you are. You're not as ignorant as you're playing that you are. You knew exactly what you was doing. So let's end with this one. Proverbs 26 and 27 says, 27. Who diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. Yep. Be careful what you ask for. You might just get it. I'll read that again in the NLT. If you set a trap for others, yeah, it's soon going to come into your own family, right? It's probably already happened. That's the main concern. You set it out for the enemy or for the poor people, you know, the goyim that you call the sheeple, and it's starting to come upon your own family, relatives, close relatives, distant relatives, friends. So you set that trap. If you set a trap for others, yeah, so you ask for it, you will get caught in it yourself. If you roll a boulder down on others, it will crush you. And that's just the way it's written, right? Whatsoever a man soweth, that he should also reap. That's just the way the law of the Lord is written. Getting a taste of your own medicine.
Florida, we've seen countless examples of people being significantly harmed from ChatGPT. Examples where the chat bot is being used to advise and give recommendations on how to inflict self-harm, commit suicide, carry out violent attacks, even shootings. The recent FSU school shooting, the shooter there consulted ChatGPT on what type of gun to use, what ammo to load, how to turn off the safety, where to go on campus, and at what time to encounter the largest number of people.
So be careful what you ask for. You might just get it.
Tons of situations where children are being exposed to harm, and parents are being told that it's a safe application.